If you're really keen on the Madison scene, wanna get up and go to the latest show. Theater, dance, music and arts. If you wanna be in the know, show Biz Buzz with Bruno. A singer, an author or a playwright, a dancer or an actor in the spotlight. Artists, poets, comedians too. Look at all the things Bruno has for you. If you're really keen on the Madison scene, wanna get up and go to the latest show. Theater, dance, music and arts. If you wanna be in the know, show Biz Buzz with Bruno.
Showbiz Buzz with Bruno is presented by madstheater.com. And I've got a lot to say.
Presented by Mads Theater. Theater.com.
Hello and welcome to Showbiz Buzz with Bruno, presented by Mads Theater. And today we have two fabulous people whom I haven't seen in quite a while, but I'm thrilled to have you come on the wonderful show today from ARThouse360 and Theater Lila. Please welcome Jessica and Aaron. Thank you for coming today.
Gosh, thank you for having us. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Jess, let's start with you. I'm sorry, Jessica.
Sure, either works.
Either works? Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Tell us a bit about who you are and your background and how we've come to be friends.
So I grew up in Sauk Prairie, if we go way back. Fell in love with theater through the show choir there. Had amazing music directors, and then went on to study acting and directing at Stevens Point, and then went out to Rutgers. Moved to New York City, and colleagues and I from Rutgers started Theater Lila because we really were interested in experimenting with movement and theater and storytelling. Tinkered around there for a while as an actor in LA and New York, and then moved home because I had a baby. It's probably when we met, when I started to launch Theater Lila here. So we sort of looked around. I looked around Madison and thought, I think that this work that we were doing in New York, which is so saturated, could be really interesting here in Madison, which wasn't necessarily doing that combination of physical theater and inventive, like multidisciplinary storytelling. And so we launched in 2014 with No Child.
2014?
Yeah,
Wow.
No Child. Is that right? Yeah, No Child and Suitcase Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We partnered with CTM at first to do Midsummer Night's Dream, and then started finding different partnerships and different productions, and we produced until COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went dormant, and it bought me time to imagine what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do personally. All sort of went into that space of what am I doing and who am I and what do I want to do. And so it was good. And I started working with partners that I'd work with through Theater Lila and talking about something bigger, something where we could create more possibilities for the community to come together through the arts. And we started dreaming up a project and a space called ARThouse360. And so who am I now? I now help run two nonprofits, which is very exciting and also just really new. So in this last August, we had the ribbon cutting of our new space where Theater Lila can now have a home, which is something that we didn't have and that was always a challenge, somewhat of a challenge in the sort of hopes and dreams I had for what we could offer by not having a space.
Mm-hmm.
And so this collaboration with these other artist folks have given us a home. And now I'm a part of a team of people who are running the ARThouse360. And this is our first season back as Theater Lila emerging, and we'll be performing in the space itself. And yeah, that's who I am now. I'm the artistic director again of Theater Lila. And as we reemerge 5 years later, 6 years now, and I'm excited to be back. And, a whole bunch of life happened in those 5 years.
Yeah.
Turned 50, dealt with cancer. Like it was,
Wow.
am I okay?
Yes. That is a lot of life.
It is a lot
That's
of
a lot
life
of
and
life.
good things, right? Like all of us. But I feel I'm in a different stage. And so I'm excited to create.
Love that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. So happy for you. Erin,
Yes.
let's talk about you now.
Okay. Who I am today?
Yes, who are you today?
Who
Where
am
did you
I
come
today? Where did I come from?
from?
Very existential.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, I am from further north in the state, so Superior Duluth area. Grew up in a pretty artistic family. My dad was a musician. I was always sort of with him, rock and roll musician. So, which I came back to later in my life. But at the time, I did a lot of musical theater, lots of collaborative piano work as a young person. I also went to Stevens Point. Yes, not at the same time, but left with a degree in philosophy, which is incredibly employable. If you
Wow,
were
of
wondering, I
course.
encourage
Oh.
all the young people to do it. Also anthropology and history, and yeah, you'll work at other things. But when I went to the cities for a while, and then when I ended up moving here to Madison, really recommitted myself. Well, actually, first I moved back to Duluth, and then Madison. So in that transition, recommitted myself to being an artist full time. So I have done a lot of work as an actor and a writer. I worked in independent film for a while, which is I think what initially connected us because we have a mutual friend, Carrie, who I worked with in independent film in Duluth. I worked for the news affiliate up there. I wrote for a magazine. There was a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved here, ended up doing primarily work as a music director and a musician, which is how Jess and I met. Kind of. Well, first I
think
auditioned
so.
for Lila, and then we worked together on some projects after that.
And did the laboratory together, I
Yes,
think. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all runs together, So I do a little bit of everything still now. I do visual arts and then acting and some directing and some composition and some music directing also.
Plus, you also play multiple instruments. I mean, I've seen you in so many shows where it's like, oh my God, she's playing an accordion.
Well,
Oh my God,
it's
she's playing
mostly
this.
the
Oh my
two.
goodness.
Yeah, I sing, I play the piano. I had learned the accordion when we did Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet for
Uh-huh.
CCT. And then I will play found non-standard instruments if you need me to bang on something and make it sound.
I love
I
that.
do that too.
And so now currently you're directing a show at ARThouse360. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll be music directing and working with Jess on the show.
So AJ Juarez from
Mhm.
Barrio Dance
Mhm.
and I will direct, and Erin is our music director, and she's also performing in the show. As
And
an
tell me a
actor.
little bit more about the show,
The
about
love-
the,
a
about
love
the
letter?
project.
Yeah, we're creating it as we speak.
Yes, we are.
I love
We just came
that.
from the coffee shop, creating more. It's an invention piece. We call those our invention pieces, like suitcase dreams or trash or the bed. They're really just opportunities for us to play, like to really play without the pressure of a full length, perfect play.
Mhm.
To use like one of the reasons I'm so drawn to Erin and her talent is that she's so multi-talented, right? And has so many gifts
You're too kind, Jess.
and can bring those. Like that's a treat. I meet somebody like Erin, I'm like, oh, you can do all those things, great. What can we write for you? What can we create where you can be involved? And so this is an invention. We call it an invention piece. We get to collaborate with Barrio Dance, which I think they won the World of Dance 2 years ago. It's an incredible AJ's incredible leader and artist, and he's been in many of our shows, which I'm sure you've seen him on stage.
Mhm.
And so we wanted to create a little love letter to the art house. We sort of thought, let's do a sweet little piece, right? Our first piece, an multi theater, or a multidisciplinary
Discipline.
dance theater, right? Dance
Mhm.
theater in, we think we can seat 70 people. So it's very intimate. It's more like Chicago storefront theater or, theater in a coffee shop lounge. But we're going to do dance theater in there. So I'm excited about that. And it's, we're interested in stories about love in all its forms. And honestly, we felt like that's what all we can do right now in 2025, 26. Like when I think about seasons and what stories we're going to tell, I'm sure you remember a lot of our stories have been around social justice or themes that I feel and that we all feel in the community need to be lifted up. And none of that felt right this year. Honestly, it was like, well, oh no, I don't even know what to say.
None of us
I
do
don't even know
anymore.
what to
Yeah, I
say.
know.
I mean, there's lots to say.
Yeah.
And so love just felt like the only thing that we could really all wrap our heads around. And I think that's okay, to not, it's not necessarily a big social justice piece, but I do think that there's something about, talking about love in all its different forms everything's political and social, really.
That's
you
what I
know?
was going to say.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're exploring any kind of big feeling, and
Yeah.
there's going to be all kinds of shades of that feeling and what that word means
Right.
in the storytelling, that can't help but be wrapped into what you're
Social.
using right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like self,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So, Aaron, are you composing as well as musical directing? Is it all original music that you're bringing to the show?
It'll be a little bit of both. So we are doing some arrangements or retellings or iterations of existent music. But then I think, as with a lot of Lila pieces that I've seen or been a part of through lab and things like that, there's music that helps go with the movement or the actors to help sort of like extend the story or the feeling of the story. And like Jess was saying, I'm excited to see now that I believe we have the actors.
Yes.
when we get
just
together.
cast it
Oh, you have a
today.
cast
Yes.
now?
Yes,
That's a good thing.
To kind of everyone,
Very good.
I was telling Jess at the coffee shop, it's funny because when I work with actors of all ages, but especially young people, we'll say write down your special skills, and then we'll get to the end of the process and we'll find out they play like 7 instruments and they can dance like 7 styles of dance, and they'll never put that down. And you ask them why, and they're like, "Well, that's not special." It's like, no, but it is.
It
Like
is,
you don't
yeah,
realize that it's
hello.
unique. So I'm excited to get in a room with these folks and sort of have everyone throw the things, whether they think they're special or not, that they can do that are unique to them into a hat, and then see what are the ways that we can experiment with both music or sound as music from those resources that people are bringing to the table.
Mhm.
So yeah, there'll be some composition, there'll be some exploration. We will create as we go. Maybe
Yeah.
the accordion will show up. Who knows?
I do have ideas for the
Okay, okay.
It's everything.
Why not?
People
Yeah.
tend to do have like a love/hate relationship with the
Oh,
accordion, so
mm.
it could evoke both, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of like bagpipes.
Yes.
It's one of those things where it's like,
Ooh.
oh, how innovative a bagpipe is. All right, that's enough of the
Right.
bagpipes.
So maybe a touch of accordion.
touch.
Yeah, touch
a
of
sweet
accordion
little
is always-
touch.
That's
when I
all.
said we were using like inside and outside space, that will be the outside space, like the distant accordion,
Yeah.
very romantic.
Yeah, we're like, go a step back further. Keep going.
Yes.
So, tell me a little bit more about ARThouse360. Who are the people that are involved in that, and how many actual companies are in there, and what other businesses are in this incredible space that you have in Verona?
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
So there were 4 of us who co-founded the space: AJ, myself, Monica Cliff, who is the director of Inventiva Works and Teatro Enye, which is the only Hispanic theater company in town, and Carissa Johnson, who this was her first iteration of Slate Blue Studios. And so the 4 of us came together, all of us wanting different things. Slate Blue Studios is a visual art studio
okay.
supporting arts entrepreneurs, emerging artists, and teaching artists. And then we were lucky enough to work with Asaya Doyle, who graduated from Verona High School as a young man, graduated then from Eau Claire, UW Eau Claire, who has worked at CTM. You've probably seen him in The Wiz,
Mhm.
but he's multi-talent. Again, incredible
Yep.
talent, musician, sound engineer. It is working all over town in that regard, and has opened Loud and Proud Studios in the ARThouse360, where you can take music lessons, private lessons. You have DJ lessons. He's working with DJ B. Pilar. She's in there teaching DJ. He has visions of podcasts and recording studio style work in there, and he's growing that business. And then our 6th partner is the Verona Maker Space, which is what it sounds like, a small maker space where 3 mothers from the International School, which is in Verona, it's a charter school, came together. They were looking at doing sort of language Chinese immersion classes, and then it evolved into getting makers from all over the community to offer all different classes: cupcake decorating, collaging. They do STEM things with students, taking machines apart, putting them back together. So it's a real eclectic mix of folks that are permanently in the house. And then in addition to that, we're all subletting, right, in different ways, and offering opportunities to other groups. So like for the Theater Lila studio that I have a group called Music Together who comes in and offers music classes for parents and caregivers with their little toddlers.
Oh, I did that with Felix when he was little.
Did you?
Little tiny.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
did.
it's so
It
good,
was
right?
a great experience.
Yeah, so like layering the ways in which we can not only just offer what the 6 of us are offering, but then bring in other folks as well. So yeah, and the vision is that it's a space for the community where we can provide more. So the ARThouse360 itself is the nonprofit, and so our job is to take care of the space, make rent affordable, make sure the building's functioning and healthy and safe, And then in addition to that, which is where we are right now with our capital campaign, we raised all the money, $1.9 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I know,
Wow.
in 2 years to renovate this historic schoolhouse, which was in Verona, and they weren't sure what they were going to do with it. The city knew that they wanted to have some sort of nonprofit, community-based space. And we showed up and started pitching to the city of Verona, and they listened and they responded and they supported us. And we were able to raise that money through state, county, and city grants, and then individuals who have come forward, major donors who have come forward. But we're still raising money. We've built the building. It's beautiful. We have all these artist murals
It's an amazing
inside.
building. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But that whole idea, if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's odd a little bit that we created the nonprofit after creating the space. Usually there's, they have a nonprofit in the basement
Right.
of a church and you're
Right.
working and you need a space. We kind of went the other way around. We were like, holy cow, this is an incredible space and the city wants a nonprofit in here. Okay, has been the four of us had been dreaming this up. Let's go for it. And now we're raising the next bit of money to staff it, right? And because then the programs and the access to the programs is really the ultimate mission of the art house. So how
Mhm.
the whole space, when you come in, hopefully, I think people feel like they're at home. There's no new furniture. It's all been found. Like it's all Facebook Marketplace. There's no white wall gallery feeling. It's very homey, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
artistic, hopefully. And you see the character of the building and the life that it's lived. And we just hope people come as they are. And that we can raise money each year, and especially right now, to provide access and give people an artistic experience, no matter if they can afford it or not.
So, do you do all the scheduling to keep all these amazing people and things that are going on, like at one time, and who's coming in when, and who's not going to be here on Thursday, and who's coming
Oh,
on a week on
gosh.
Saturday?
No.
that's got to be. Oh.
Thank God. No.
Do you have a board of directors that does that?
We definitely have a board, but here's the great thing about the design is these 6 organizations do their own thing.
Uh-huh.
So there's 6 major studios in the building, and that's as large as the building. And then there's one giant community lounge, which is where the show will take place.
Mhm.
Think of it like it has tall ceilings. We have a beer and wine license now, so it feels like
Nice.
a cool coffee shop
Yeah, those
vibe.
big, beautiful windows.
Gorgeous
Mm.
windows. The
Mhm.
light is incredible. All the wood floors from 1917 have been refinished.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta come. You gotta
I'm
come
going
see it.
to
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And so we don't have to worry about scheduling at all. Everybody's running their own organization within the building. So
I
why we
see.
need to hire somebody? Because yes, if we do something like say in the community lounge that is offered by Art House, then one of us has to be in charge of that or is leading that. So for example, we had a Malgov improv group came in. They wanted to we're looking for things to do. So, okay, let's have you in. Let's do a donate what you wish at the door and let's bring in some community. So I hosted that just as one of the co-founders. We just had a poetry open mic night, which we partnered with the local bookshop, Garden Wall Books. And so we brought in these established local poets. And then Theater Lila had been working with a high school teacher, language arts teacher, Ms. Miguel, and had brought our last show was Planets of Stars. And so we brought the poet, Gina Cornejo, into the classroom, got the students writing, mostly seniors at high school. And then they came and brought their poems to the open poetry mic night. It was really cool to have these 60, 70-year-old poets alongside these 18-year-old, 17-year-old
Wow.
poets. So that's just the beginning of what I think the Art House organization will offer. And again, why we need a director to do that. And so as we build capacity, that's slowly, we're trying to slow down because the expectations are big, right? Around
Mhm.
what can we offer there and what will we be offering there? And we are going to be doing all those things. We will need to find someone to run that.
So did all 6 come together at one time, or was it eventually you added on and added on and added on?
Well, it was the 4 of us who were the co-founders, and there
Okay.
really were only 2 other studios. And so, yes, we added those folks on in the last year. We had been talking to Asaya throughout the process, and really they feel like co-founders too. Definitely as our first tenants, and hopefully maybe forever tenants. We got so lucky in the personalities and the vibe and the generosity of these 6 organizations together. knock on wood, is really a treat because it's not always, it's like having 5 other roommates, right?
Mhm.
You're like, well, there's always one that's you're not so sure. Like, how do we tell them?
Especially when you all have to decide
You
who's
gotta
cleaning the
go.
kitchen that day.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that?
When you have to decide who's cleaning the kitchen that day
Oh,
with
yeah.
your roommates.
Oh,
and
right, right.
cooperative space.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But so far, it's just really serendipitous, right? The whole thing.
Love that. So, Aaron, tell me a bit more about what you want to do with this space for you personally.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Oh heavens, I don't know. I know Jess and I have talked kind of as she was just discussing about adding things on going
Mhm.
forward,
Mhm.
about maybe adding some programming.
Yeah.
I also work as a arts educator, like to make a blanket term of it,
Mhm.
but in vocal work and acting work and other things too. So whether cooperatively or separately as teaching artists, thinking about offering summer programming, again, like with an emphasis towards access for a variety of ages and economic backgrounds and skill levels and things like that. We had workshopped the idea at one time of, I don't want to talk about
No, we
programming,
can
but
talk.
we
Yeah,
can, okay.
yeah.
Maybe
not?
even like,
Yeah.
well, with the proximity to the high school and things like that, it kind of having like not a drama club to take over something the high school had, but like almost like a green room or like drama club space for after school where kids could come to focus on like the process of their work, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe ask different arts professionals and residents for some advice on things like design or coaching, or just to be able to find other ways that I shouldn't say we, I'm not in the space yet, but people who will be working or teaching in the space to make themselves just generally available. Um, to kind of help people build up skills without having it to be like an expected class where they have to call
Or a
all the time,
final
things like that.
product.
Yeah,
We're
a
talking
final
about, like,
product. Yeah,
Mhm.
Come
like
workshop
for
with
me
us.
personally,
Yep.
as as an educator, I really like one of my focuses is on process over product. I think so often in the theater community, because of just the nature of the way that we are able to work on and share and experience theater, it's all about product, right?
Mhm.
And there's only so many things that you can learn in like the 4 weeks, or even teach or learn in the 4 weeks of like putting a show up, or 3 weeks of putting a show up, right? And so often what gets lost in that is like, well, where is the room for play or
Right.
experience or discovering what you can do as an actor, or also just building up those skills in a supportive space that isn't like, okay, now get up in front of everybody and do it. So I am looking forward to, as things move forward, maybe creating some spaces for that just process play work
Yeah.
there.
Like a drama club. We talk
Yeah.
about musical theater, like a
Yeah.
mashup of like, do we have like a Theater Lila open mic night where you come in, you can do you've been working on a writing, you've been working on a song with Aaron, improv, clowning, like
Improv and clowning. There you
You
go.
can tell from the way I dress.
I love that. And then you have to prepare to do your one-person show based on philosophy, right?
Right.
You got to get that degree
No,
in
it's great.
there.
It's great.
I like
It's
that.
like I can just sit in a chair and just stream of consciousness it for about 6 hours, and people will be like, "Yes, she does have that degree." And it'll be just like
Make it
school.
work for you. Make it
Exactly.
work for you.
Exactly.
That's so exciting. It's so nice to be able to have that kind of like, number one, a venue to do that, and then have people that say, yeah, this is a great thing to have happening, and especially for Verona.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real boon for Verona, I think.
Yeah. I think that was a big part of all 4 of us who founded the space are West Siders, West Side Madison.
Mhm.
And generally we all love downtown and we love going to the East Side because of all the arts offerings and the food. The good food is there. Let's be honest. But we were interested in like, it's sort of a arts and culture desert over here, if I dare say. I'm trying to think who I will offend. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there aren't as many things on the west side.
Yeah,
People
there's some
have to drive
things.
centrally. There
Yeah.
are some things.
yeah, but
Yeah, because VACT was the only thing that I'm
Yeah.
aware of that was in Verona. For the
right, which
longest
is
time.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And obviously Paola, I think, as as
Oh,
visual
yeah,
art
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
ceramics and different
Yep.
things that they're doing is awesome. But to have performing arts, to be, semi-professional theater company, the level at which the people in the building are working at, I think is pretty exciting for that area.
And I think with the artists who are in the building, I mean, you're all bringing something very unique yourselves as organizations, but then also the cooperative energy and sort of mindset of how and what you create is, I think, unique, like in all of the area, I would say.
Yeah, I hope so.
So having it there feels like just like a very special, shiny new thing. you
Yeah,
know?
and I think we were just talking the other night about I'm sitting in the when you come, I can't wait for you to see it, but I'm sitting in the community room, which has all these fun velvet chairs that we got for like $30, and now Julio's art is up on the wall, and there's exposed brick, and the piano is sitting there, and I have dreams of like cabaret night and a piano bar feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to come and work. That's where I want to come and write. And I can, because I got the key. I can go there anytime. I can, but where I want the people. That's why I go to a coffee shop to write or work, because I just need
Energy.
the energy
Yeah.
from that.
Mhm.
Like I can do only so much at home alone. So my husband and I were just talking about how do we start to open this up? Like maybe it's even like an artist mixer, artist night where from 5 to 10 p.m. music will be playing, drinks will be served. You don't have to do anything but come and work. Or sit and talk through ideas. It's an artist incubator night, right? And start to grow that so that it's every night.
That sounds really
That it
wonderful.
becomes
Yeah,
like
it does. That
this
sounds like a
safe,
great idea.
because so many artists of all kinds have come through and been like, I want to work, like I just want to be here.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like I love that, and I can't wait for that to start to happen.
And
that's
where else do you have that opportunity?
right.
I mean, you can go to the library, you can go to a
Yeah.
coffee shop, you can
Yeah.
go, in the back room of, on a Tuesday night at some restaurant that is a back. But
Right.
all those things are like, they're not a space that's there whenever you want to go there.
Right.
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 Which I think is an incredible opportunity to have space where you can do that kind of thing, where you can brainstorm and get the energy of other people to do that collaboration is
Yeah.
really wonderful.
And
And to be a little weird, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
to be like,
Right.
oh, it's okay that
Yeah.
I set up my pastels at this table. Yeah, it's okay that I'm humming and like writing music. And by seeing, I feel like seeing that energy, I think it would be really
I think
freeing.
artists and communication is huge, right? Like something I'm sure it is existent here, and I just am not in it necessarily, but like something I miss about Duluth, which had some shared spaces like that, not exactly like that, but similar, or when I visited my friends in New York, is you are surrounded by just discussion about art
right,
all of
right.
the time, right? And so it's easier to just have your mind kind of be running that in the background instead of just, gosh, it's cold out, I have some lists, right? Like the more
Yeah.
the more that you're like putting yourself into the space where the discussions are happening, whether you're actively creating or sort of like passively helping somebody else create, the more I think you feel regularly creative, right?
Yes, like
It feeds
a
itself.
practice.
Right, right.
Like even if the practice is show up, have a glass of wine, and write, create, paint,
Mhm.
right? Something for 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah. So these are the kinds of ideas that we have all the time.
No, and that's
There's
great.
a lot of dreaming because of that space. And again, I hate to harp on money, but if only I was rich. But the idea that even that is challenging because someone has to host it, someone has to let people know, someone has to. So that's what we're excited about this, and I think we're close to having the money to hire someone over the next 2 years. So that's our board and all of us working together right now, because end of the year, and then looking at grants for next year. We got an awesome grant from Madison Community Foundation, just announced a
Nice.
month ago, $75,000. So that is incredible. And Theater Lila got an EVU grant for $10,000 for our first season back, which I'm really grateful for, which is helping us a great deal.
So how do people get a hold of you? Because you have the key. You have the magic
I
key to the
know.
kingdom.
I don't.
And
Don't
here's the thing. Speaking of keys to the kingdom, I don't know. But here's the again tricky thing, because we just got some feedback that I think it's important to address. Our doors are locked. And part of that is because we are open for classes and we are open for events like I talked about. So don't just show up and come to the art house yet.
Okay.
That is, again, part of our goal this year, is to be able to have someone at the door to welcome you and have you come into that space and take a walk around. So follow us on ARThouse360.com. Instagram, Facebook. You can sign up for a newsletter and to hear all the things that are happening each month where you can come and into the space. But it's not, we don't have general operating hours yet. So I just want to make that super clear.
Okay.
And that is the hope that we will. Because some people are like, it's locked. Why is it locked? Why can't I come in? Well, safety.
Well, yeah, the times we live in, sadly.
The times we live in,
Yeah,
sadly,
can't have
yes.
just the door open all the
But
time.
also, I mean, it's if you're in the area anyway,
Yeah.
even if it's not open, like the exterior of the building with all
That's
the
true.
murals is beautiful. And something that I think is really neat about the building and where it's positioned in Verona is that it just happened to be, like, while you were developing that building, there was a larger development going on around it.
Yeah,
So
the
there's
park.
a band shell, there's an ice skating
There's
rink.
an ice rink with rentals, ice skate rentals, coffee, hot chocolate.
There's a great like
stand.
climbing park when
There's an
for
awesome
kids
playground.
when the weather's
Yep.
better.
And really fun holiday lights right now. So this beautiful Century School Park, we're in it.
I was going to say, so what part of Verona is it in?
It's almost downtown. It's where Icky Sticky is.
I was gonna say there's a great coffee ice cream shop
Yeah,
right there.
Icky
So it's
Sticky.
whether you're
Right
going
next
into
door.
Art House or not, it's
Yeah.
a really great little area just to
And there's
visit.
a lot of art outside. So we have Triangular Door was one of our muralists, and Artifacts. So those pieces you can see if the building is locked. And then the park is all around. So if you're by Dorn Hardware or Walgreens and you move towards the high school 1 block, we're right there.
Ah, okay.
So close to the intersection of downtown.
It's easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there's parking.
There's lots of free
Yeah.
parking because it's Verona.
No,
That's one of the great things.
that's one of the
Yeah.
that's
Street parking.
That's with people now. It's like, if they can't if you can't park your car, especially when the weather is crazy
And the ice is this way. Yeah.
and it's icy, and it's like you don't want to
Right.
have the bus drop you off 2 blocks away and have to get there,
Right.
or drive around and around and around and around to find the one space that's left. In the parking ramp, which is always full. So it's nice to be able to know that you have a parking lot. It's accessible.
Yep, and the back entrance has the accessible entrance. So just so folks know, by the playground. So if you can keep that in your head, or folks can remember, and it's on our website too. It explains that.
And what's the website?
ARThouse360.com, and then Theater Lila, if you're interested in Love Letter, is theaterlila.com.
And both .com.
Yep,
Right?
both .com.
And now settle this for me, because Jen and I went wrong. Is it Art House all one word, or is it ART, capital HOUSE, and then 360?
It's that one.
What's the true way to? I've seen it done so many different ways.
I know. I have seen
get
people
it wrong.
I know people blend it. Even in the press, I think they have it. It's art separate word, house separate word, 360.
Okay, because I think we have it wrong.
Oh,
Pay
It's
no
okay.
attention.
You've
Pay no
said it now.
attention to
You've
our
said it out loud,
graphics. We will
so-
correct that.
I think it looks cool either way. So
I
even when
do. And as
yeah,
long as the letters are all there, I'm assuming if you type it in, you're
It's
gonna
all the
get,
same.
Yeah, you're going to
Totally.
get to be all the same.
yeah, it's all good.
I love
All
that.
good. Yeah.
Is there anything else that we have not covered that you want to pitch
When's
or
the
you want
show?
to talk about?
When is
Oh.
the show, Jen?
The
Yes,
show
yes.
opens. Love Letter opens February 5th, runs Valentine's weekend. So those 2 weekends, February 5th to the 15th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tickets are on sale now. You can get tickets now. It'd be a great gift for someone.
There you go.
if you need a
It's
gift.
stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
And I'll represent the cynics here. I would say that I think that there will be things in the show that will feel very lovey and romantic for Valentine's Day. And if you're somebody who is less excited about Valentine's Day, I think there'll be something for you also.
For sure. Yeah, it's not all Valentine's Day romantic love.
Mm-hmm.
It's much.
But
it's
you can
much
take
more.
away whichever speaks to your heart.
And that brings a lot of things to mind.
Right?
Oh, it's all the things.
Yeah, keep
Yes.
it wide open. It's all the
All the
things.
things.
It's
I'd
all
say
the
age
things.
16 and up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to say. Is it all family friend? Most things family friendly? Or are there certain things that are geared towards a more mature audience?
Mm.
At Art House in general?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the six companies that are there, I know they
Yeah.
probably have their own, depending on what they're promoting. for
That's
that
true.
time.
Yeah, I'd say
It's
so.
really all ages. It's truly multi-generational. So we have classes for seniors. We have classes for 5-year-olds. AJ's classes tend to be I think he's 14 and up. So teens, young
okay.
adults. I know Barrio Dance is going to start offering children's dance classes.
Oh.
So that's good. And then Verona Makerspace is the array of children, adults, teens, seniors. Theater Lila is offering Bali Beat dance class for all ages.
Which has been very popular, I
which
understand, right?
sells out.
Yeah.
Really?
Manisha
Wow.
Bhargava is amazing. It's all this it's like Zumba, but through Bollywood style.
Bollywood style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's starting in January. It runs 10 weeks if anybody's interested. And there's another, we're having a retreat. We're having a retreat space, winter retreat, a Theater Lila movement retreat and writing retreat. Gina Cornejo, who just did our show, is doing a New Year writing workshop. So all ages, all different things. And if you go to the Art House 360, you'll see a smattering of those things, and then go to each portal of each organization and find out what they're offering.
I was going to say, is there in your big community room? Is
Yep.
there a listing of all the other things that are going on in other spaces that people have one place they can go to see what's happening with all the different organizations? That are there?
Yes, if they're there. And the nice thing is on the website, you'll see little circles that are each company, 6 companies. You just click on a circle and be like, oh, what's Inventiva Works offering? And you can see everything that they offer. And then we also just grab a highlights list, and on the website you'll see a highlights. What's happening this month?
But there's definitely no shortage of things happening. It
There's
seems
no
like it's
shortage.
a
How could there
very
possibly
busy
be?
space. I
There's
know.
so many things going on.
And
My
it's
gosh.
just starting. There's
Yeah.
so much. We still have a lot of capacity. So I hope if you build it, they will come.
Mm.
Hopefully people will come.
That's so great. It's so exciting. And it's so great to learn, number one, about an opportunity that maybe a lot of people don't know about it because
Yeah.
it is so new.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got so many things already happening there, and you have this great vision for things that are going to come. That's really, really kind of, what's the word? Encouraging.
Yeah.
That's the word I was searching for. And it's also lovely because there's so much diversity and there's so many things that are going on in our greater Madison-Dane County area that it's nice to know that there's something that in the place where it's like I say, it's not downtown Madison.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with downtown Madison by any stretch of the imagination,
Yeah.
because there's so many things that are there. It's,
Yeah.
it's a cornucopia of wealth of things to do. It's nice that the other communities, like you say, Paoli, Verona, Middleton,
Yep.
Cross Plains, are
Yeah.
actually doing things that are nurturing and having spaces to help people in the arts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What would you like to see at the Art House 360?
Oh my gosh.
On the
Anything hit
spot.
you? Like, I love to ask, like, what do you, I mean, if we were there, I would ask you as well. So when you come, I'm going to ask you the same question. But is anything hitting you? I mean, you're such an arts theater person. What do you think we need? What do you think?
Well,
what-
I have to digest all the things you've just given me.
Put you on
I
the
have to say,
spot.
They checked off all these things on the list. I have to go through and say, wait
all
a
right,
minute.
think about it.
Really have
Come
to
back.
think about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many different things that I'm trying to get involved with that I haven't been involved with. Like just doing this podcast has been
Yeah.
been a dream of mine for a long time. And thanks to Ben and now thanks to Brett, I have it in the wonderful having a studio in my basement. It's
A
absolutely
treat.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The one thing I would like to do, which I really love doing, is with the Overture Center, is doing student influencers. And
Mm.
it's taking kids that want to get into journalism and want to get into interviewing and get into doing podcasts or doing radio or doing things. How do you go about doing that? How do you
Mm.
prepare for that?
Yeah.
Which is the branch off of the Jimmy Awards. No, not the Jimmy Awards. What are they here?
Jerry?
Jerry Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, all J's.
Yeah,
It's all J's. Jimmy,
I'm not
Jerry,
sure, but
Johnny.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And I love doing that. 'Cause number one, I kind of miss the high school part. When I was doing the high schools, I really missed because the talent in the high schools
It's very high
is
here.
off
Yeah,
the
it's crazy.
charts. They're
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that kind of thing. So having them invite me in, like to talk to kids and say, okay, which also helps me because social influencing is okay. So how do you get on TikTok? How do you make?
Right.
How do you cross post this on Instagram? How do you not do this? So it's wonderful that I learn from them,
Yeah.
and also to teach them how do you prepare for an interview. What do you do when you're going to walk in and talk to somebody on the street and ask them about things? How do you present yourself? How do you go out? And I love doing that kind of thing. So maybe that's something that I would like to get into, is like, people that want to start that, because it is a whole new, the whole internet and the whole thing with, with podcasts and social influencing. It's kind of like where it stemmed from COVID.
Yeah.
When we had
Right.
everything was via Zoom, and all these kids that were going to do their high school musicals, suddenly it was like that rug was pulled up from under them, and we all had to turn to, how do we turn the cameras on and do this visually and do it as as something with Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing how, number one, the teachers jumped on the bandwagon and how all these kids just adapted to doing that. And I really think that's kind of what pushed the whole podcast and pushed the whole thing, like saying, yes, we can still, present our art.
Yeah.
And how do you do it without, putting it on a stage and having the costumes and the lights and makeup? It's like another alternative for them to do. So
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
you're booked. Next fall.
there we
We'll
go.
bring the high school students in.
There, and not
Michael-
even high school. I mean, I
Yeah.
get questions all the time from people, that saying, so how did you start doing that? And it's like,
Yeah.
I get very lucky because way back when I was, even in high school, I learned to never say no
Smart.
because I was in the Fantastics. And that was one of the songs.
Yes, it is. I love that
I
show.
love theater kids.
But they always, how do you get your start? It's like, because I never said no to things unless it was something where I could hurt myself.
Right.
If I had to go fly a plane, I wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, I can do that." But
Right.
but it was like, go in and sell tickets. Yes. Help props. Yes. Work the box office. Yes. How do we, take a small part in the back of a chorus line? Yes. Learn a dance class, learn how to tap dance a little bit. And I think that's the same way with this kind of thing. How do you start doing it? Well, you have a dream and a vision. You surround yourself with like-minded people, and suddenly it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just make that work. Let's just say
Yeah.
yes and try. And if it doesn't work, at least you said you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
You've
sure.
tried it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, it's like, okay, at least I have that on my little resume of like, okay, I've done that.
Yeah.
I did that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I
That's
love
great.
that. And this sounds like a great venue to experiment with that and
Yeah.
to have, different things. Like, I never thought about doing that.
Right.
I never thought that was something that I could, like put in my little suitcase of skills, and
Right?
things to
Yeah.
to drag along with all my other baggage.
It's useful baggage though, right?
It is
Like I
useful
think
baggage.
the more
No,
like you're
you're-
saying, the more things that you say yes to, like each thing that you do, whether it's successful or not, like informs the other thing that you do,
Yeah.
right? Like
Exactly.
in all fields, but I think especially in the arts, right?
Exactly.
There's all these little threads that you pull together. that
And
make
it's
you
also
stronger.
wonderful because when you go in, and you meet new people, it's like, oh yeah, I did that. Do you remember when I did that thing and I did that thing? And did you ever do? Yeah, I did that thing too. And then you think, oh, now I've got this project, and I remember that you said you did this, and you played the accordion. Isn't that great?
Exactly, though, yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
the more little skills that you've said yes to, the more, the more opportunities I think are going to come your way.
For sure.
Mhm.
Well,
This has been delightful. I love the two of you so much.
Oh,
And I
thank you.
love the
Thank you.
fact that you have this thing going on, and it's going to be so highly successful. And please go and support ARThouse360. Give them money. Charitable Arms is charitable giving time. It is the season. It is the season. So check out Art House, check out Theater Lila, and check out this wonderful, wonderful opportunity that has been brought to another gift to our arts community. Thank you. Have a wonderful
Thank you
holiday.
so much.
Thank
Absolutely.
you as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Brett. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jen
Yay.
Chocolate Bottle Rocket. Thank you, Deb. And happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy everything that you could possibly
New
think
Year.
about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy,
New
happy
Year's
New
coming
Year.
too.
Right. And we will see you next year on Biz Buzz with me and them.
Yay.
Sounds like